Chapter 2. How to prepare the title and the thesis statement. Lead in. Number 1. Most academic written assignments begin with the title, and the students must be quite clear about what question the title is asking before starting to plan the essay and do research concerning the topic. This understanding will then determine the organization of the essay. For example, education is the most important factor in national development. Discuss. Here, the key word is discuss. Discussing involves examining the benefits and drawbacks of something. 2. In preparing a title for a thesis or a paper, you need to choose all words in the title with great care. A good title is defined as the fewest possible words that adequately describe the contents of the paper. Words that appear at the start of the title, such as studies on, investigations on, and observations on, are superfluous and therefore waste words. And opening a an or the is also an unneeded word. They are useless for indexing purposes. Sometimes you need a title for a presented paper to be catchy, so people will want to come to your session and hear your paper. Objectives. Students are expected to understand the key verbs in the title of written work, learn to narrow down the title of a paper, learn to draft the preliminary thesis, know verbs used in formal writing. Tasks. For essay titles, the frequently used verbs include define, describe, analyze, compare and contrast, examine, state, evaluate, suggest, summarize, etc. Task 1. Underline the keywords in the following titles of written assignments and consider what they are asking you to do. A. Define information technology and outline its main applications in medicine. B. Compare and contrast the appeal process in the legal systems of Britain and USA. C. Evaluate the effect of mergers in the motor industry in the last 10 years. D. Trace the development of primary education in China. Illustrate some of the issues currently facing the sector. In A, the first verb define means to give a definition, while outline means to describe the main features. In B, the phrase compare and contrast means to examine both similarities and differences. The verb evaluate in C means to consider the value. In the last sentence, trace means to describe the main features. Illustrate means to give examples. Task 2 will familiarize you with more commonly used verbs in essay titles. Match the terms to the definitions on the right. Now, let's try to give the answer. Analyze means to look at the various parts. Describe means to give a detailed account. Examine means to divide into sections and discuss each critically. State means to give a clear and simple account. Suggest means to make a proposal and support it. The last term, summarize, means to deal with a complex subject by giving the main points. Key points. Next, you need to pay special attention to the key points. The first is still on how to prepare the title. 1. Prepare the title. The title of your paper may not be exactly the same as your research question or your thesis statement, but the title should clearly convey the focus, purpose, and the meaning of your research. In terms of the structure of a title, it is mainly a noun phrase, gerund phrase, or prepositional phrase. Sometimes it can be a complete sentence, but for beginners, sentences are not recommended. The following are some acceptable titles. Juvenile delinquency as a result of television. Death penalty. Is it beneficial or unfavorable? Children's punctuation and analysis of errors in period placement. Abnormal muscular tension caused by Passepartout, report of 12 cases. Chemical composition and calorific value prediction of wheat straw at different maturity stages using near-infrared reflectance spectroscopy. 2. Narrow down the title if it is general and make it specific. Sino-US relations or Hemingway's works are general topics. It is important to realize that a huge topic usually requires you to do a book-length project. For a typical research paper, it's much better to do a thorough job on a smaller topic than treat a big topic in a superficial, touch-and-go fashion. A much more specific topic can save your hours of aimless reading in the library. Titles could be Henry Kissinger's role in the normalization of Sino-US relations, sportsmanship reflected in bullfight scenes in The Sun Also Rises. 2. Prepare the thesis statement. The second key point is on how to prepare the thesis statement. Your thesis statement may be the answer to your research question and a way to clearly state the purpose of your research. Thesis is the sentence or two that states what your essay is about. It includes topic, the central point, and sometimes a preview of the main ideas. A preview here means a description of the major ideas that you release in advance before more details are available in the paper. Here is an example. Working mothers have changed the character of the American family by contributing a second paycheck, by popularizing daycare, and by creating a new division of labor in the home. In the example, what are the topic, central point, and preview of the main ideas respectively? In this case, the topic is on working mothers. The central point is an argument. Working mothers have changed the American family. The main ideas to be discussed include three aspects: the contribution of a second paycheck, the popularization of daycare, a new division of labor in the home. The thesis statement is supposed to be specific. Here is an example of a too broad statement. The Catholic Church's influence on the formation of labor unions in the 19th century was extremely significant. Revision. The Catholic Church, by means of the pulpit and purse, greatly influenced the labor movement in the United States during the final decades of the 19th century. Additionally, the thesis statement is generally located near the end of the introduction. Sometimes, in a long paper, the thesis will be expressed in several sentences or in an entire paragraph. Language focus. Here is the section on language focus. A feature of most academic writing is a tendency to use rather formal verbs to express the writer's meaning accurately. For example, supply of energy required to accelerate the growth, and the development that is envisaged here needs to be not only sustainable. In spoken English, we would be more likely to use speed up and imagined Read the following sentences carefully and complete the exercises. Select the better alternative in each sentence. A. The survey yielded a surprising amount of information on student politics. B. This question arose, manifested when older students were examined. C. Darwin held indicated very strong views on this issue. D. One of the chimpanzees supplemented exhibited signs of nervousness. In A, the verb yield means to produce or to provide, so yield an amount of information is a proper collocation. In B, arise, a rather formal word, here means that a question problem occurs or begins to exist. The verb manifest meaning to appear or become noticeable is often followed by a reflective pronoun, such as itself and themselves. In C, hold here has the meaning of to be true and held very strong views. It's the proper collocation. In contrast, indicate means to state something, sometimes in a way that is slightly indirect. In the last sentence, exhibit means to show, while supplement means to add something to it in order to improve it. Summary. Here is a checklist for you to prepare the title and thesis statement. A good title is defined as the fewest possible words that adequately describe the contents of the paper and stimulate audience interest. A title is mainly a noun phrase, gerund phrase, or prepositional phrase. The thesis statement should make a strong point about your topic. It should not simply name a topic. The thesis statement should express a proposition, opinion, or point of view. It should not simply repeat facts or summarize findings. The thesis statement should be specific. It should avoid vague or universal statements and avoid absolute or all-inclusive words such as everyone, everything, good, or successful.